welcome back to the channel. My name is Drew and you're watching Drew the Theme Park Dude. Today I'm starting a brand new series here on the channel called Drew's Park Reviews. And that's going to start off with Animal Kingdom, which is in Walt Disney World in the United States. If you guys don't live in the United States, it is one of the 4 major Walt Disney World theme parks. And yeah, I'm just going to be talking all about this theme park. And comment down below which theme park you want me to feature next. It's going to be theme parks that I've been to, so keep in mind probably Florida-ish parks, maybe a little bit up in Virginia, because that's really the only parks I've actually ever been to. I'm trying to expand that, but right now it's kind of hard to with everything going on. So I just decided to start with Animal Kingdom since that was the most recent visit, and I'll actually be heading, I think, if you guys are watching this on a Sunday, or you might be watching this after Sunday, I will actually be at Animal Kingdom again right now, technically, as you guys are watching this. So that's going to be pretty neat, because I'm recording this a couple days before. But yes, Drew's Park Reviews, brand new series here on the channel, and I am also going to maybe try to do a part of this with Roblox as well. Maybe have like a little branch off of it once I get a few solid episodes of the series down. So here we go. So Animal Kingdom is the newest park to Walt Disney World Resort, a major theme park. And it is basically, they got the idea of a kingdom from Magic Kingdom, but they're like, what do we want to theme it to? And they're like, oh, animals. We haven't done anything with animals. And they can actually have like a working exhibit as a zoo / hospital inside this park, where they can help animals. And honestly, I do not think of Animal Kingdom as a zoo, as other parks. I think of them as, because if you've ever been on the safari ride, it literally looks like you're inside Africa. So I think those animals do feel very well at home. They still get to eat. I personally, at Animal Kingdom, I feel like these animals are happy there, and if an animal wasn't, they would obviously deal with that when they needed to. But so far for rides at this park, before Pandora was added, this park was very, 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 very sly on rides. So you had Dinosaur, which was your big e-ticket dark ride. It's a very big, it was the first, it's kind of like, it's a Jeep, and it has like the wheels, they go up and down, and you go through the thing. It's very similar. It's actually the exact same layout as Indiana Jones Adventure over in California Adventure, and I believe Forbidden Eye over in Tokyo. So you have those two, and it's very similar, same ride, basically vehicle. And there's been rumors of that, but I've already made a complete video off that when I did my theme park week back in September. So if you guys want to go check that out, just go down a little bit, and then you'll be there. But yeah, Dinosaur, really neat ride. Not my personal favorite. I just don't like loud and bumpy stuff, and it's very loud and bumpy. And next up, we have PrimevalWhirl, which actually recently closed permanently, so really not much to talk about that. It was just a simple, little Wild Mouse. I enjoyed it. It was a nice, little family coaster, but, it's all okay. Next up, we also have Triceratops Spin in Dino Land. That's basically a dinosaur version of Dumbo. I remember doing it when I was a little kid, going up there when I was, really little, and I did that ride. So that ride kind of has, a little special to me, but, not the best thing in the world, but it's an okay ride, and it's, good for families. So now we're leaving Dinoland USA and Chester and Hester's Dinorama, and we're now going to be heading over to Asia, where we have 2 attractions in Asia. Kali River Rapids, which is your Popeye-style attraction where, you sit in a circle, and it's like a log. It's not a log flume, but it's a water raft, and you go down a river. You get drenched on it. Pretty solid. You don't go inside really that much, unlike Popeye where you actually see big sets and stuff. So that is one downside, but it's themed to, wildfire, so you can't really theme that much to it. There is that one neat scene, where you see, fire and stuff, and, you come down, and then, that was pretty neat. Do I wish we got something like the Korak up in Shanghai Disneyland? Yes, I do. But will this do? They can always add stuff to it. I don't mind it. It's a neat little ride to do on a hot day. Next up is probably one of my favorites. Now, my second favorite ride in the entire park is Expedition Everest, and the Legend of the Yeti, or whatever they call it, but it's, just Expedition Everest. It is the park's big and only roller coaster now that PrimevalWhirl is gone. And I will say it is definitely one of the most thrilling rides in the park, and it got rough over the years. So, John Road, I believe is his name. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I'm out of it. He was the guy that kind of created Animal Kingdom in the first place and had the idea of Expedition Everest as well as Pandora and other stuff. Who's actually retiring very soon, so that's sad. But yeah, he decided, hey, we're building this big Everest ride, because I saw this whole Inside Disney Parks theme song, and it still gets stuck in my head, but it has this Animal Kingdom segment where they talk about the Yeti and Disco Yeti and all that, which actually happened when the Yeti broke. And they couldn't fix it because they knew that the ride would have to go into downtime. They had to take the Yeti out. And at that time, they didn't have the technology just to put a screen up and replace it, unlike how they now do for the Navi River Journey, which I'll get to later with that big animatronic, where they have B mode, as well as Hondo in Galaxy's Edge, and Kylo Ren in Rise of Resistance. Those are the three that I know of that are on B mode. This one is permanently on B mode. The other three, they're 99% of the time on A mode, which is the primary animatronic. They're sometimes on B. This one is 100% on B now, because it broke and they're not fixing it. So there's a bunch of strobe lights, his eyes flicker, but he used to move and come at you, and it is a ginormous statue, I guess, now, but it was pretty neat. And, it's a great roller coaster, and you do go backwards. I always like seeing the Expedition Everest, like, little bird that pops out, like, when you get to the track. There's this neat, like, little scene, like, where you actually stop, and you see the Yeti come over you, but it's like a shadow, and he, like, cracks open the track, and then he yells, and then you go straight down, and, like, the big drop. It's a really neat ride, and the first part, the queue is really neat, because, like, you get to see the stuff, so I don't mind the queue. And the queue actually was really fast. So next up, we have Finding Nemo the Musical and the Lion King Festival. The Festival of the Lion King. Those are two shows that are no longer running right now. They probably will make a return. My personal favorite is probably Nemo the Musical, because it's actually like a full musical that was meant for Broadway but never made it. Bunch of puppets, bunch of incredible actors and singers. Great job. Festival of the Lion King, great bunch of dancers, actors, singers, trapeze people, as well as robot characters as well, because you get to see Timon, you get to see Pumbaa, you get to see Simba, you get to see all of them in there, which is really neat. Rafiki, it's a really neat show. Definitely more festive than Nemo, and more like characters, it's not like the actual show. They have a few of the songs from the show, and then the rest is a bunch of, like, these floats come on that have, like, the characters on them. It's a really neat show. Now we have Dino Land, but now featuring Donald. This was like a little overlay that was only supposed to be for a little bit, but now I guess it's permanent, but because of COVID, they can't do much with it, so, Character experiences, they're on boats, going around, really neat. Tough to be a bug. I will say it right now, I am still horrified of this show, and I don't like it. I did it, I don't mind it, it's just I don't like big spiders jumping at you. Big bugs. But it's a neat show, scares a lot of kids. Every time I go, I normally see a kid leave because he cries, but you know what, it's inside the tree, air conditioned, pretty neat, other effects. Stuff pokes your back and your butt, but it's not a bad show. Okay, moving on to our second to last land here, we have Africa, featuring Kilimanjaro Safari, the big safari ride I mentioned, where you go through the savannah. It depends who your host was. The last one I had, I'm not going to say she was bad, but she wasn't the best. So I didn't, also because of COVID, there's plexiglass, so you can't really see anything out front. And if you're not on a right or left side, I recommend going all the way to the left. Because I was on the far right when I went, I couldn't see a thing. I saw maybe a couple giraffes, because most things are on your left. So make sure to go on your left if you want. And I have this whole thing with the lion growling. Really neat. And then finally, Pandora, the World of Avatar. Here is where we have the two newest rides to the park, with lasting waits, off the big blockbuster before Avengers Endgame was the most selling, it was the biggest movie of all time. Pandora, Avatar, Flight of Passage, and Navi River Journey. Avatar Flight of Passage, far superior than the other one, but Navi River Journey is a great attraction, and don't get me wrong, I still like it. I waited around 30 minutes for it, and I would say 20 is more reasonable, 15 to 20, because a lot slower attraction, very long. Our boat actually got stuck, and there was like 20 boats that backed up, and they had to come in and push it off. It was kind of funny. They like hold the boats and like separate them, because there's not like a lot of brakes to stop the boats. They obviously they do have safety precautions, but it's not like this crazy, attraction. Okay, now we have Flight of Passage. Flight of Passage, this ride, the last time I did it with the mask, it was probably my favorite. I don't know why. The music, the emotion, just you going through on like the back of a Banshee, feeling it breathe. That attraction, I've only done it 3 times, but it is probably my second favorite attraction in all of Walt Disney World, with Rise of Resistance being number 1. Still yet to do Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, we'll be doing that soon, so keep on the lookout for that review very soon. But yeah, that's your Animal Kingdom, ride review, but now let's get into the food. Food's great, kind kind of, it's African food. Yak and Yeti, 100% recommend it. And if you can hit up Yak and Yeti, which is by Asia, then I either recommend going to, if you want to get like a little snack, they have great hot dogs outside Expedition Everest, which I found out last time, pretty cheap, pretty nice. But if you want to get something on the other side of the park, Pandora has great burger pods, which are like these like little things. They also have like this chicken that has like these Bibbo balls, which are really neat. If you want to look for something outside the park, they actually have a rainforest cafe. Not the one at Disney Springs, but they actually have one right outside Animal Kingdom as well. So they have two on property. And honestly, I've been in there a couple times. Decent restaurant. It is more overpriced. I would say Yak and Yeti is probably the best of those big three restaurants for price wise. But you do have to get a reservation. So what I did was got a reservation, went to go to Yeti, and came back, and I was called. So that was great. But yeah, overall, Animal Kingdom park review. Great park. I love the animals. They have a lot of stuff to do with Fort Wilderness Explorers. They have the big Rafiki's Planet Watch, which you go on the train that takes you out, which has been rumored to become Zootopia, and that would be like the train you go to. I'm still hoping that happens. And they can still have animals. And like I would still love like the animal research, but maybe they can theme it to Zootopia, wild facility or something. I don't know. They can do something clever with it. But I would still love to see those animals. Or maybe they can build the land next to the animals, and you can take the train directly to the Zootopia land, but you can also walk over to get to the animals, and then maybe they can build a walkway back to the park. I don't know. But it's a great attraction, if you want to go down on Rafiki's Planet Watch. And they also have a great animal trails. But this was getting kind of long, so to conclude, Animal Kingdom Park review, I'd give it a 8.5 out of 10. It is definitely probably my third favorite Walt Disney World park with Magic Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, this, and Epcot. But at any time, they can change. They're all great parks, don't get me wrong. It's just, as of right now, Animal Kingdom Park review. And right now, I guess this will be on number 1 spot, because it's the only park I've done a review. And every time, I'll add a new park. So this right now is in first place. Be on the lookout for the next park. Comment down below. And thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, everyone. See ya. Bye.